Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about Amouranth food delivery stolen by UberEats Driver. So for those of you who don't know, Amouranth is actually a very famous Twitch streamer and has made a significant living from Twitch and from some questionable business practices, but you know what? Honestly, whatever you do for money, who are we to argue, right? But that being said, in this case, a UberEats driver ended up stealing her delivery. And if there's any kind of delivery theft that is not okay, and none of them are, it's the ones that get exposed immediately. So with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers and customers, as well as for the famous ones who happen to be on the platform and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. Earlier this week, Twitch partner Caitlin Amouranth Saragusa reported on social media that a recent Uber Eats order she made was stolen and caught the thief on camera. Even though Amouranth is one of the most popular content creators on Twitch, that did not prevent her from falling victim to having her order stolen, as proven by the video she posted on social media of the act in question. So there's a few things I need to notate on this subject. One of the things that I think a lot of people notice from her right away is her beauty. And unfortunately, being in a position of having that kind of beauty and having that kind of entrepreneurial spirit does put you in some awkward situations, some of which your food delivery gets stolen, and that driver may have known you, that driver may not have known you. Maybe the driver had no idea who you are, and he took your food anyway. Maybe he knew exactly who you are, but he took your food because of who you are. But I think it adds a different level of things to consider when your food delivery gets stolen. Last month, Amouranth's stalker from Estonia was arrested by police just days after he attempted to break into her property and was turned away by house staff. Though Amouranth was not home at the time the stalker tried to get inside her room, the arrest took place only after he was spotted again. At the time of writing, no further word has been publicized by Amouranth about the stalker, while minor by comparison, the stolen Uber Eats order was just the latest in a series of events that happened to Amouranth in 2023. Like I said, when you're a celebrity, you have a whole different issue than someone who is just trying to live their life in a more private setting. On Twitter, Amouranth posted a 31-second video from their front door security camera of the crime as it unfolded. The Uber Eats driver that brought Amouranth's order walked up to the door and saw the notice that he was being recorded. However, the driver chose to take a picture of what they were about to do, took Amouranth's order, and tauntingly fled the house in their vehicle. Though other Twitch streamers have had deals with Uber Eats in more professional capacities, Amouranth's stolen order was anything but that. After the video was posted, Uber's support feed replied to Amouranth with an apology and wanted to correct the problem. Okay, so there's a lot going on in that one paragraph. Let's break it down really quick. The driver walked up and noticed that he was being recorded. Is he out of his dang mind? I'm not condoning theft, but you're gonna do it in a way that you're gonna get caught? Like, are you kidding me? Tauntingly fled the house. You knew who this person was. You knew who Amouranth was. You did that out of principle. And yeah, there are Twitch streamers that had deals with Uber Eats. I don't know if Amouranth was one of them, but if she was, that's not good either. And Uber support should have replied with an apology. Like, how else do you handle that? And here's another thing about how Uber Eats partnered with Twitch streamers. That has nothing to do with the drivers, realistically. Drivers are independent contractors. They'll do what they want anyway. The problem is that when those Twitch streamers deal with an Uber Eats driver that knows the Twitch streamer, that's concerning. Especially when you have drivers that act like this. Needless to say, this led to others on social media claiming that Amouranth's popularity led to special treatment, given the fact that she's one of the most powerful and most criticized personalities. In the replies, one Twitter user users stated that a similar incident happened to them in the past, but Uber Eats refused to refund them for it. Other users in the replies called for Uber Eats to terminate the driver, hoping that police would be able to arrest them for the act. Okay, so here's a few points on that. Yeah, she is one of the most powerful and most criticized because of the things that she does on social media, which is to be expected. At the same time, you're going to attract some questionable characters. And while that has partially to do with Uber actually refunding Amouranth, the fact of the matter is, you need a significant amount of influence on social media for any of these companies, Doordash, UberEats, Grubhub, to do the right thing by you. And that's sad. Which is why I say you need to build up your influence, because it takes so much just to be able to combat some of these companies. At the time of writing, the UberEats driver in question was not identified and no arrest has been made related to the thievery. Although Amouranth had a busy year between her upcoming boxing debut, as her duties as a Twitch show host, only time will tell if the incident with Uber Eats will be resolved sooner rather than later. And here's the other thing, you don't know if they're actually going to resolve it either. Let's say she does get the refund. Is she going to talk about it? I doubt it, but still. I think she would only talk about it in the event that the driver gets arrested and she is notified of the subject. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I think this article is one of, if not the best display of the duality of developing a strong influence. On one hand, you can actually get things done with companies that other people would normally have to fight the most uphill battle to achieve. While on the flip side, you have people who are psychotic, who are willing to do things to your order, to you specifically, as a personal attack to you, even though you know it's more about your influence than it is your actual personality or who you are. And you are opening yourself up to that as well. It's almost like at a certain point, influence stops being a gift and starts being a curse, because the more popular you get, the more financially well off you get, the more people want to get some of that from you. And you know what? I'm not saying the way she does things is right or whatever. And honestly, sometimes I'm like, really? You're making money selling bath water? And I'm thinking, what am I doing with my life? But here's the thing. If you don't like how somebody lives, that just means you don't work with them. You don't watch their content, and that's fine. But then you get people like this who decide to take actions upon themselves to make almost a personal attack against the Twitch streamer. Now, could it have just been a driver with an opinion that decided, you know what, I'm gonna steal their food anyway just cuz? Possibly. This could have been so impersonal that we're blowing this out of proportion, but because he effed around, he found out. All in all, Amouranth, I'm sorry you went through this, but to be honest with you, I hope this has nothing to do with you as a content creator, but if it is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. A part of me says, I'm sorry that it happened. The other part of me says, I'm glad that the display of the duality of the benefits and disadvantages of building your influence are displayed in a way that's not me personally, to be honest. Although it's not right at all that your food was stolen. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!